Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawak coming at you with another lesson. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Now, today's lesson is going to be on this video, and I'm actually going to have to let this video play so I can actually go into each of the different points. This is a very good video that I feel I should be responding to, because the fact of the matter is that there's so much that Esau really likes to take advantage of in order to try to lead our people astray, and people in general astray. Okay, because this video is basically about God, well, as you can see the title, God does not care about African Americans. Okay, so this is that type of emotional type of appeal to try to make our people, stop following after the God of the Bible, which I will at least say on a technicality that we should not be following after Christianity. We shouldn't be following after Christianity, but at the same time, he's still trying to paint a negative picture on YAHAWAH as a whole, in order to make everyone say that, the Bible as a whole is bad, when it's really just the Christianity that the Edomites put on to us, as well as basically the whole world. So let's let this video play, and I will get into Yahawadah. I will remember each and every single thing to actually get to.
Now, I'm not trying to start anything, but if you're African American, the Bible is not made for you.
Alright, so Slakia. First things first, he said that the Bible's not made for us. But in actuality, it's very ironic, because it's the complete opposite. The Bible is specifically made for us, rather than it being made for our enemies or for the Edomites and whatnot. It is specifically tailor-made to us, and there are so many different instances that basically prove otherwise. That prove that it is for us. First things first, let's actually get those. Okay, so yeah, here in Daniel chapter. I was looking for that for something else, actually. Okay, so yeah, basically you have this, alright? Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. So first off, I want to say, if you want to watch the whole video uninterrupted, you can go to the lesson in the video in the description. I will link in this video in the description for you. And basically, as we read in Daniel chapter 9, verse 11, just right now, Israel has transgressed, and as a result of our transgression, the curses, as in reference to Deuteronomy, are going to fall upon us. And we have one of the most identifiable things, is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, which so many people go. But the thing is that all these curses, in all honesty, are very applicable to us. All right, but you're gonna have so many people that are very absent-minded at these facts. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay, so basically, buy in this context, I believe it's in the blue letter. It basically means redeem, which basically get us out of slavery and whatnot. And no one has bought us. No one has gotten us out. All right. Slakia. No one has gotten us out. So yes, this is the this is the thing. This is the issue where have been taken into captivity. You have those the well-known transatlantic slave trade, where we were on ships to actively getting here. All right, where we are, we were captives, and we are still, basically captives, where we don't have what's it called, the I guess agency, if you want to use that term, but you don't have the freedom compared to other people, where we're constantly, at the bottom of society. We're constantly in poverty and whatnot. And as a result of that, yes, these are the issues that we go through being in captivity. All right. So as a result of that, there are also more. Of course, you can go and read in the rest. I think it starts at verse 15 all the way down. You can see all the different things. All right. As a matter of fact, let me just get one of the biggest things. Where is it? One of the other biggest things that's common. Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Okay, so basically, leaving your child, and having constantly, constantly, not being able to, get along with your family, the wife that you have children with and whatnot, and as well as leaving your children not sticking by them. All right, that is that's a common thing for Israel. All right. So yes, that's with that. Let's go to the last precept in regards to this, because he was basically saying that the Bible's not for us, and it is completely for us. It's specifically for us. Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 22. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, I do not this for your sakes, but house of Israel, Slakia, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know I am the Lord, saith the Lord Yahawah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Slakia, this is not actually the proper time for that, but this is just a future prophecy where people do have to understand that Israel has been scattered. And this is basically what we're looking forward to in terms of end time prophecy, where we will be delivered out of all these different nations. Okay, so we will go back into that later. Yahawadah.
And what I mean by that is, can we just jump back and look at all the justifications for slavery that was used in early America, all because of Bible verses? A common chapter to use was Genesis 9, where it talks about the curse of Ham, which through mental gymnastics became one of the main reasons why they justified slavery. Then they used Ephesians and Colossians to emphasize obedience, and showed how it was through America, all because of Bible verses. A common chapter to use was Genesis 9, where it talks about the curse of Ham, which through mental gymnastics became one of the main reasons why they justified slavery.
All right, so Slakia, the first over here, he's talking about the curse of Ham, which was basically, where is it? Over here, where Noah had basically said, Ham, all right, where you're going for the wickedness that you've done, you're just going to be a slave. That's your destiny. But the thing is that Ham is in reference to specifically the so-called Africans. It's not it's not the Israelites, which the Israelites, or us Israelites, or we are a separate nation compared to what's it called, the Hamites. We're not African. We are Israelites. All right. And the thing is that there are different. We're not. You don't identify someone just based off of their skin color. All right. And on top of that, when you actually go into it, you see that Israelites, we are lighter skin. We have a lighter skin tone compared to literal Africans, where they tend to be a lot darker. All right, even the so-called Africans that live in America, it's relatively easy to tell where compared to like, let's say, the Chinese, the so-called Chinese and the so-called Japanese and whatnot, they are a lot harder to tell, or I guess a better. Well, no, it's literally the same thing, same comparison, where they are harder to tell because they look too much like each other. Whereas for us, our main differentiating features are the fact that our skin colors tend to be lighter in comparison. All right. So yes, like this is just wrong. And obviously that's not the universal way of Slock is saying of determining if someone is a Hamite or an Israelite and whatnot. But also it's just one of the ways to tell that we are not the same people, because the thing is that even Indian people, they have that similar skin tones, all right, where we also acknowledge that, an Indian person is not a so-called black person, or an Indian person not this, that, and the third, or an African and whatnot. So you have these different identifiers, and ultimately that is our appearances and just where we were at the moment. Okay, that does not determine that we are X, Y, and Z, or we are whatever race that Esau wants to label us as. Okay. In addition to that, you also have I just forgot what I was gonna say. Frick. Slocky, it just left me. But let's continue on.
Then they used Ephesians and Colossians to emphasize obedience and showed how it was divinely sanctioned. And then
Slocky. Now I remember something in regards to this, but unfortunately I still don't remember what I was talking about. But one thing I want to talk about in terms of the whole slavery thing, over here in Exodus, it says Exodus 21 verse 20, and if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod and he die under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Okay. Also, let me get this. Revelation chapter 13 verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So over here you also have this, where you have people basically identifying as or it's like you have this Bible verses that are saying that if you just kill your slave for no reason, just like that, then you need to be punished. And also, if you are bringing someone into captivity like this, then once again you are going to be going into captivity yourself. So over here we have these different things that are going against and contradicting what he's saying the Bible is, when in actuality the Bible did not or does not support the way that he's thinking or the conclusions that he is coming to. All right. So once again, it goes to show the issues with following after this whole Edomite type mindset, where they always try to push a narrative on us and trying to say that things are one thing, or the Bible is the white man's book, or it's this and the third. It's not God thing, because this dude said he's not. I think he said he's an atheist, which we're gonna find out about that soon. And he said he used to be a Christian pastor and whatnot. And it's like what's the word? It's like he's trying to sound sincere, but in actuality he's just leading people astray, leading people off the true path of our heritage. Okay, which so many people are constantly trying to do that, saying so many different things to try to prove the Bible or try to discredit the Bible, or trying to say, oh, you guys need to stop believing the Bible, stop following after the Bible, stop doing this, that, and the third, whatever. When in actuality, their real goal is actually just sinister. Okay, they don't actually have any genuine concern for Israel of all people. All right, and we see this in their behavior and how they're so desperate to keep us away from the scriptures. All right, to keep us away from our power, YAHAWAH. All right, now let's continue on with the video.
Of course, you've just got the entirety of the Old Testament, which talks a lot about slaves and how to treat them and what to do when they run away. And this was used so much during this time, and yet I see so many African Americans that are just gung-ho for Christ. They are gung-ho for the Bible. You can see it in these churches that are dominated by African Americans, where they love God. They love Him more than anything. And it just boggles my mind that...
All right, Slaka, let me just also point out one thing. I'll say to his credit that if in order to, like, I guess, kind of validate the things that he's saying in a way, I'll say that let's just say that when he says God, he's actually in reference to white Jesus. Okay, let's just say that rather than the actual God of the Bible, because the Christian church does not teach out of the actual Bible or teach the actual words of YAHAWASHI. Okay, just to his kind of defense / credit, because in a way there is some truth to the things that he's saying, but ultimately he is wrong. All right, so let's continue.
An atrocity as horrible as what happened here with slavery that went on for way too long. I just cannot believe that this is ingrained within a certain sect of the African American culture. I mean, like, is this not something that bothers you? If you're African American, does this not bother you? If you are an African American Christian, does it not bother you that the Bible was used to justify owning slaves, beating slaves, hurting slaves? I mean, it is atrocious. Not that I need to say anything, obviously, but it boggles my mind. Where is the justification for that? Where is anything for that? Why would you?
Okay, so now you see the absolute, I don't know, it's kind of like a gotcha moment, but he's doing it to himself. He's pointing out the unrighteousness and the unfairness, but yet I don't think he actually wants to see any of the judgment to fall down on himself or his people. I mean, and that's the thing. That's the problem. So that's the problem that actually comes down to it, where he's saying all these things. Sure, like, oh yeah, that's a good thing to say. That's a good thing to point out. That's a good thing to acknowledge. But when it's actually time for all these things to pay up, for Esau to pay up for the stuff, is he gonna be on the front lines of saying, oh yeah, we gotta pay them back, we gotta do this, we gotta do that? No, it's that same thing of, yeah, I want to point this out, I want to say all this stuff because I want to appeal to people's emotions, but at the same time, like, I'm not gonna actually do anything. I'm not gonna give up my position. I'm not gonna give up my money. I'm not gonna give up my role in society as someone that's greater. I'm still gonna want my money. I'm still gonna want this, that, and the third, and whatnot. And that's just been the universal thing. How Esau deals with stuff. Like, they act and say, "Yeah, I want to help. I want to be a good person. I believe in doing the right thing." But in actuality, it's literally just a sham, just an emotional ploy to claim and act like they want to do the right thing, when in actuality they don't actually care about doing the right thing. All right, so let's continue on.
Why would you believe in a God that did that. And don't bring up the Egyptian thing, because historically, I don't think anybody can really find much on Israel being enslaved by the Egyptians, to be honest with you.
I don't know what to say, but I don't believe in God. I've been a worship pastor for almost a decade. I've been deep within the church. I've been singing songs, leading congregations, doing sermons, volunteering, helping, so many things. And I just don't believe in God anymore. I really don't. It's weird for me to say that, but there's been a lot that I've seen that has happened that has just ruined my faith. I watched a teenage girl lose her life suddenly with no explanation, and all the church could do was say, "Hey, I'm praying for you," to her parents, who were grieving and confused and hurting as to why a loving God would do such a thing. From there,
All right, okay, again, like you see, like it's genuinely so like hypocritical, because this is a part of the thing that I actually hate hearing. Not because I feel bad or anything like that, but it's because I feel like it's infuriating to hear people talk about the bad things, but no one wants to talk about the good things. So you will give credit, you will acknowledge that, oh yeah, there is a God when something bad is going on, something bad is happening. But then when something good is happening, oh, you're up, you got some money, oh, you have a nice house and whatnot. And but then all that, whenever it's something good, and then, oh, I did that to myself, I did that for myself, oh, I did this, oh, I achieved this on my own, and nobody helped me. But then when something happens, something bad happens, then you completely relinquish all responsibilities of anything bad that happened. So maybe you didn't take care of your own health, maybe you didn't do this, maybe you didn't do that, maybe you didn't do whatever. All that is just always going to be, all that is just always going to be God's fault if it's something bad, but then God never does anything good. And then as a result of that unfair double standard, then okay, well, God just a bad God, but at the same time, I still don't believe in God. But it's like, what type of, it's just like you can never win with these types of people. You always they always want things to be good, and then when things are actually good, then okay, well, I don't care. Like I'm still going to give credit to myself, give credit to some man or some other avenue, rather than when things are bad, then, oh yeah, of course, God did this to me, God ruined my life, God killed somebody, God did this, and that and third. All right, so it's like, so then what do you actually think? What do you actually want to happen? It's like you're just being a hypocrite, and you actually, if you think like this, you don't actually know what you actually believe. You're just going along and just basically throwing a temper tantrum because things are not going your way. When for us, Slakia, let me get this precept in okay, yeah, I got it right. Okay, so Sirach chapter 2 from the top. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. And that's the thing where the Lord said, if you are coming to serve him, you should be expecting hardship. You should be expecting hardship. Let's actually continue reading. Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay, so we are being, this is in reference to Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8, where it says gold is tried in the fire, and being a part of the elect, we are basically in parabolically compared to gold, where gold's quality is being in reference and being compared to to us, basically, where we are gold if we are actually a part of the elect and we actually make it through the stuff. And then at the end of the furnace of adversity, or the fire, or the hardships that we're going through, then that's when, okay, we're going to be put in our purest forms. our purest forms as in reference to Ephesians chapter 3 verse 17, I believe, as well as 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 52, okay, where we are going to be getting our new bodies. All right, so of course, after all these hardships, then we're going to be rewarded, we're going to be blessed, okay. But the thing is to remember that this is just temporal. This hardships that we're going through is temporal. We're not actually staying here in this kingdom. This is not our, as a matter of fact, bear with me one moment. Let me get that. I think, Micah chapter 2 verse 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. So yeah, this is not our rest, okay. We're not supposed to be saying, okay, well, I'm gonna live a life in in whatever society, in this society, because this is not where we're supposed to be thinking. We're supposed to be waiting for YAHAWASHI to return and to deliver us out of to deliver us out of this captivity and this hardship, okay. That's where our our blessing and our I don't know what the term is called, but coup de grace or something like that, our end is where we're going to be blessed with more than we could ever ask for in the kingdom. All right. So yes, we're going to be going through some hardships, which might be in this form of the stuff that he was speaking about. All right, but it's different for everyone.
I watched an older man in his 70s a few years later, healthy as a horse, went in for a simple operation, and then he just kept getting sicker and sicker. And I watched people.
Also, Slakia. Now, I also want to point out for the thing that he's talking about right now, the whole healthy man getting sicker and sicker. That's not even us. That's not even anyone. That's not even YAHAWAH and His, Slakia. That's not even YAHAWAH and His. That is literally the American hospital system, where they are constantly. They literally make money off of people being sick. So I don't even know why he's bringing that up when you should be reevaluating the people that are taking care of people in these hospitals. So I don't know why he's bringing that up, unless he's just completely ignorant of this type of stuff. All right. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it is still judgment from YAHAWAH and His.
Desperately begging God to heal this guy who bled Christianity, who bled his love for God and Christ. He was always here at the church serving and giving time, and he had Bible verses everywhere. I mean, when you looked at this guy, you were like, okay, he's old and he loves God. You knew right away. So when he had 4 months of literally getting progressively worse, starting with he got PTSD from pacemaker shocks because it just kept shocking him. And then he had to get put back in the hospital, and then he couldn't drive. And then he was getting dizzy, and then he got so dizzy he fainted and hit his head on the table in his room and gashed his head open. From there, he got sent back to the hospital. And then he didn't come out. His kidneys started to fail, but his heart was now too weak to do dialysis. So all they could do was put him in hospice. I watched a man in his mid-70s who loved God and gave his entire life to God suffer a cruel and horrible last few months of his life. Would a loving God do that to one of his followers who dedicated their life to him? That is the moment that made me officially lose my faith, because I can't justify why a God would do that.
Well, the simple answer, once again, as I had already stated, is because you're not. Number one, the Christian church, again, they're not following after the true God of the Bible. That's number one. Number two, the thing is that, again, it is literally. I don't even know how this is not common knowledge. Is not already common knowledge, especially with, and Saki, that's the thing. I think this guy is ironically, I think he's ironically one of those people that thinks that racism like does not exist. I think he's just one of those vehement freaking racism deniers because there's no segregation, there's no systematic racism, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third, or there's no law that says if you are black you can't do this, that, and the third. Okay, I think this guy is one of those people simply because the stuff that he's saying are literal shit that has been going on. Like for example, the hospitals, people being in the hospital getting sicker and sicker, and this is why one of the reasons why Jake or Israelites don't like going to the hospital, myself included, even because I would literally rather suffer at home hoping that I get better randomly or magically or miraculously through YAHAWAH and MANASHEH, okay, which is another precept, okay, which is let me just get the precept instead. Is there sick? Bear with me one moment. Literally put a similar thing and it didn't find for me. And that's Slocky. I was gonna say that the freaking the search engine for this website is actual garbage. It does not search properly. It literally just goes word by word rather than okay, I put a phrase in. Anyway, or not even, because you have to actually have the proper, anyway, whatever, you get the picture. James chapter 5 verse 14, is there any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. And that's the thing where we don't go to doctors or physicians or quote unquote physicians for help. We go to YAHAWAH and MANASHEH for help and to so I could take care of our sicknesses and ailments. All right, because the thing is that the Lord, let me get that as well. So let me not talk and get it and read. Isaiah, it should be Isaiah. Never mind, it's not Isaiah. Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And that's basically the thing where the Lord, he has the power to kill, he has the power to make alive, he has the power to hurt, and he has the power to make sick, and to heal and whatnot, to make people better, or X, Y, and Z. You get it basically. And it is because of that. It's because of that we are in the position that we're at to be able to see the mercy of YAHAWAH and MANASHEH, as well as also see the judgment of YAHAWAH and MANASHEH fall upon certain X, Y, and Z people. Okay. Also, you have this Psalm 17 verse 13. Before I forget, arise, O Lord, to disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, which comes in the form of these police officers as well as these doctors, as well as he was just basically explaining, because these doctors, they don't always, their job is not to heal. And I think there was a law that someone exposed that basically said that the doctors are legally allowed to kill people if they want to if they deem it acceptable. All right, because the thing is that these doctors, they make money off of people constantly needing to go into the hospital or needing medication and whatnot, all this stuff. This is what is keeping them having all their money and whatnot. And because of that, clearly because of that, they're going to want people to be sick. Okay, so you're definitely not going to get you're definitely not going to get any or Saki, I won't say most, but you're going to get some insincere cops that are going to try to screw people over and whatnot. All right, I've heard a lot of stories. Okay, but yeah, that's just how things are. Is it wrong? And why don't you, as an Edomite man, why don't you go do something, given that this is your kingdom? Why don't you go talk about that and try to talk about to them rather than blaming blaming Yahawadah for something that your people are responsible for. Okay, they're the one that freaking set this health system to be this way. All right, but yet you want to complain to it's Saki. It's never it's never the people's fault. It's always Yahawadah fault, rather than any type of self-reflection. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11. Okay, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, because therefore the heart of the sons of men is truly send them to do evil. You know, I've been using this a lot lately, and you know the thing is that you can actually see so many different ways to better understand this, which it comes in the first comes in the form of, yes, like, because they're not getting away with it, they're going to keep on doing the same thing over and over again, because there's no negative repercussions to it. They are getting away with it. And also just the fact that it's just like, well, since the people that I care about are suffering, it's like, well, then why would the people doing me wrong, or doing the people that I care about wrong, why would they stop? All right, it's like, this is the thing. And people say, well, I'm gonna go be just like that person, since there's no negative repercussions for being evil or being wicked. All right, so yeah, this is where we're at right now. Okay, anyway, to continue on, let's get this. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 25. For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls. And you know, this is the thing where we are constantly being led astray by, you know, people like him who try to appeal to people's emotions in order to try to say, hey, the God of the Bible does not care about you, or the God of the Bible is doing this, then they're blah blah blah. Like, these are the things that are trying to lead us away from Yahawadah and lead us away from our heritage that is ultimately destroying us. All right. But in returning to Yahawadah, okay, which I guess this is the perfect time to end it. This is what is waiting for us. Okay, verse 25. Then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idol will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. I will also save you from all your uncleanness, and I will call for the corn and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you. So basically, to sum it all up, all the judgment that Yahawadah has been putting on us, it's going to be brought to an end. Okay, but this is in us returning to Yahawadah, as well as we will be put. The Lord will put us into our land, the land that was promised to us. All right. Through I believe it was a seed of Abraham. If I'm not, yeah, it's seed of Abraham, Slakia. All right, which basically, by extension, also is Isaac and Jacob. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Rakakwadah, double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Abad Babal, and Shalom.